Hey guys, welcome to the last video of the series of going through and listing the top 10 champions, in my opinion, that are the best unawakened for each class. So I wanted to do this, guys, for maybe newer players or players coming back that, haven't had a chance to awaken a lot of these champions or haven't had, access to a lot of awakening gems and things of that nature. So champions that are really good straight out the box. Might not be the absolute best in the class. In most cases, they aren't. But still really good champs and champs that you can take up and get a lot of work done. So same as previous classes, on this particular list, the top 8 are my best. And then 9 and 10 are champs that possibly could have won even higher on the list. I'll leave that up to you. Unawakened, but definitely have a massive improvement when you decide to awaken them when you got the opportunity. So number 10, you might be surprised with this one, King Groot. Now, King Groot, the reason I've put him on here as well is I'm constantly singing King Groot's praises. I know without the awakening, he doesn't have that massive regen. As you see here, when Malice enters cooldown, gain regeneration buff, recovering 13,000 health if you got the guy at max sig, which is absolutely ridiculous. But King Groot still has his immunities, and he's still an absolute tank. And I love the guy. I think he's fantastic. Ever since his buff, I've always singing King Groot's praises. So that's why King Groot is at number 10. Number 9. Now, this might surprise you. You might think he should go higher. Maybe should go higher, even if unawakened. I'm putting Hercules. I normally, like I said on previous ones, I didn't want to put anyone that needed the awakening or massively improved from being awakened, which he does. But in my opinion, I'm going to spoiler alert here, guys, if I do any more, overall best champions. Hercules is my best champion in the game. So I've got to put him on here somewhere. It's up to you if he goes up higher or lower. But personally, if I did get Hercules and I wasn't able to awaken him, I would still take him up because I still think he's absolutely fantastic. All right, number 8. This is the start of the champions that don't need awakening, in my opinion, really at all. Some of them might benefit slightly, but it's minute. So Hela. So Hela is really a really good champ. Now, one thing I like about Hela is she does have some crazy damage. If you're looking for Battlegrounds champions, a lot of these are really good for Battlegrounds because they're a bit nukey champions. And she does have some really good synergies. So make sure and check those out if you're sitting on Hela and you think, is she any good? Is she not? Make sure you have a play around with her and see if you like the way she plays and like the damage and all that sort of stuff before you rank her up. But just have a look if you got her. All right, number 7 is another champion that's really cool and as a 7-star. A couple of these are available as 7 stars now, and that has kind of maybe boosted them up a little bit, in my opinion, because a lot more people will be playing these champions, but they'll be playing them as the 7 stars. Maybe if the 7 stars weren't available, they probably wouldn't be playing them as much. But Gamora does have, really good, attack, and has maybe some decent utility. Nothing crazy in my opinion, but has a really high attack. It's the same with the next champion on the list. Very, very similar in that sense. He's one of my favorite champions in the game. Is Venom. Available as a 7-star. Not tons of utility, in my opinion. The one thing I really like about Venom is he stops the evade of all Spider-Verse champions, if you're not aware of that one, which makes him extremely valuable, extreme bit of really helpful utility, because a lot of the Spider-Verse champions are a bit of a pain when it comes to evading all the time. So he can stop all that, stop the evade. He's got some good bleeds. Just a really cool champion, in my opinion. I think he might be my first 7-star rank 2. We'll check back on that when it comes time, but I'm a bit short yet, so we'll see how 4th of July deals change that. Okay, number 5. So number 5, I'm not actually got at the moment. I've only got off what I've seen. I've seen some people say he's the best thing since ever, and then some people say that, you know, he's not that great. So we'll have to wait and see. But what I have seen, he is a really good champion. Got a lot of utility going for him. You know, he does hit really hard, but he doesn't really need the awakened ability that much. So keep your eye on this, you know, on Adam Warlock. If you're lucky enough to pull him, you know, like I said before in a lot of these, if you're lucky enough to pull them, especially these new ones, don't just take somebody's word for it. Make sure you have a play with them. Make sure you think they're worthy of ranking up before you actually, you know, spend your hard-earned catalysts and gold and ISO and all that stuff into ranking them up. Number 4, Cersei. Now, Cersei is really good as well. Cersei has amazing damage, has some decent utility, but mainly it's just that damage that makes her worth so valuable. And she's quite difficult sometimes on defense. So if you're like a lower alliance, like I've said on some of the previous videos, maybe rank her up and chuck her on defense. The next one as well is very similar in that sense. Where's he at? Gore. Gore can be very valuable on defense, even as a mid to upper tier. I'd say up to like tier 5 maybe alliance war. He's still, you know, a really good defender. Once he's had that buff, that really increased his value because he wasn't really that great, you know, out the box. But a few months ago, he's had that tune-up, and that's really increased his value. He is a 7-star, which makes him even more valuable to a lot of the more in-game players that are able to pull Gore. So they'll be using him as a 7-star as well now. So that kind of increases his value. But if you can pull him as a 5 or a 6-star, guys, he is really, really, really helpful. Number 2, you might be surprised with this. Now, this isn't based solely on just the champion, but his pre-fights as well. His pre-fights are extremely valuable, in my opinion. So if you happen to pull Odin, he's very valuable by himself, but check out his pre-fight abilities because, you know, in my opinion, him and Apocalypse are very similar when it comes to the value of their abilities to make other champions around them that much better. So just check on Odin. And the last one, guys, is probably my favorite champ from last year. Where is the man at? There he is, Little Green Giant. Hopelink is awesome, guys. This is my number 1 champion, Unawakened. He is so much fun. He's so easy to use. He's got tons of utility. He's just an absolute beast. In every game mode, in Battlegrounds, he's probably the best attacker, best defender, or one of the best on both. He's just so helpful, guys. If you happen to pull Hopelink at whatever stage in the game you're at, you know, if you're a beginner and you pull him as a 4-star, then rank him up. You know, if you're mid-level and you pull him as a 5 or a 6, then rank him up. He's just absolutely fantastic. He'll help you in everything that you're doing. But again, like I've always said on all these, make sure you play with them first. But I'm almost sure almost all of you will really enjoy Hopelink if you haven't got him. Some of the other champions, you know, that I would have put in a regular ranking list are CGR, Hyperion, Gallon, Null, Corvus, Angela possibly. A lot of those champions are really, really good champions, but in my opinion, they benefit massively from their Awakened or high sig ability, high sigs. So that's why I've not put them on my list. If you think some of those actually, without their Awakened ability, should have been on the list, then put it in the comments. So I've said this on every single video so far. If you feel differently or think champions should have been listed that weren't, or in different order or whatever, put it in the comments. If you think it's a great video, put that in there. Crap video, put that in there. You know, just make it as constructive as you can. That's really cool. And make sure you like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. The only one we've got left in this series, guys, we've done all 6 classes. I'm going to do an overall top Unawakened champs list, just for doing it. Hopefully you will enjoy it, and that will be coming out tomorrow. So make sure you check out that one. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.